Komodo core side as well as on the AtomicDEX side, we've really like seen super huge progress over the last months, not just like month. I mean, in particular, most recent huge updates were on the Komodo core. We're basically rolled out the Komodo 0.7, which contains a lot of bug fixes, enhancements. We have CC on the CC layer on our crypto conditions, and basically this custom, like kind of smart contract technology. We've seen also like huge progress, an update that actually flow into a new research branch. We're collaborating very closely with the Tokel team, and that's basically a KMD-backed exclusive NFT platform that's kickstarted a lot of like internal research on the CC layer, etc. And yeah, last but not least, we also included the season 5 hard fork updates, which is planned to trigger on or around June 14th. And these are like I guess like the most exciting tech updates on the Komodo core side for the 0.7 release. We also added the basically the shielded cross-chain atomic swap technology support. So this means essentially that Pirate, as well as Zcash are receiving like full atomic swap support, which will also roll out to the AtomicDEX. And we're also looking at further protocols, specifically privacy protocols, joining this list of basically privacy protected cryptocurrencies that you will be able to swap through AtomicDEX. So basically opened up fully decentralized non-custodial trading functionality for this very important ecosystem. On the DEX side, I say we've probably seen like the most major and like kind of yeah, it's a major milestone for me. It's like a huge step towards like a full and true kind of like platform independence and OS agnostic technology, and that's like WebDEX, right? So WebDEX is, as the name already tells, just kind of rolling out AtomicDEX and the AtomicDEX functionalities as a standalone web application into the web environment, which will really like turn this technology a fully platform agnostic, OS agnostic technology. This is basically like DEX 4.0, right? Because this makes it just like compatible with, I don't know, like 95% of the end user devices and technology out there in the internet. And I also believe that this is like a step towards like the working and end user environment of the future, right? I mean, I definitely say that in a couple of years we won't see a lot of people still using laptops, computers, right? So we'll see more and more shift over like to mobile devices, maybe hybrid devices, and having WebDEX now basically roll out before we reach this era should be like a huge advance, for this technology, and also for like truly permissionless and easy, like grandma friendly access. So anyone, I mean, what this means is you just like type in, for example, web.atomicdex.io, and what happens is it will load like a standalone, like 100% decentralized, non-custodial, trustless DEX core into your web browser, and it will connect you to the peer-to-peer network, and it will handle just the swaps like it would do on a native end user device, right? Like a desktop or a computer, but this all really from the web environment. So ultimately you look at your coffee machine, your washing machine, your smart TV, and you could like run AtomicDEX on there, right? So this is like what this really means. And on DEX, we also see like a lot of like protocol enhancements on the network stack, but also on the protocol layer. So we added, for example, QRC support. That's been like a while back. We already announced that one. What's been like huge in the most recent release is a full Binance ecosystem support. So we have now the BEP20 tokens fully supported native. So we opened up the AtomicDEX like bridging solution to this big ecosystem. And this also includes, I mean, on AtomicDEX mobile, 42 newly listed BEP20 tokens in the most recent release. And on desktop, it's even like in a state where you can actually enable any BEP20 token, like an ERC20 token, very similar to how this happens on MetaMask and all these like web-based wallets, right? So I'd say this is like pretty much the biggest accomplishments that we rolled out. I also want to thank the entire team for the hard work on this. While we still enhance the WebDEX, we will look towards a stable beta release of the AtomicDEX GUIs towards kind of early Q3. We also work on other like research segments, but it's like more really like beyond the proof of concept stage, right? It's things like KMD based rebate system for the DEX fees, right? The more KMDs you hold, for example, right, the less you'd be paying in fees at the end of the day. But also that actually KMD is going to be used as a DEX fee on AtomicDEX, that you could optionally use Komodo to pay your DEX fees, and that would then also cause a rebate in the actual fees, just to give Komodo like this utility that probably a lot of people have been waiting for and also ask for. We also look at like many further like protocol enhancements. We're adding kind of a reputation, really like a reputation system, which should be like a very reliable way of preventing spam, malicious actors within a DEX network. That, I mean, obviously it's like a secure protocol, but you still have these kind of disruption attacks, which are possible on all DEXs, and that's something that we kind of want to counter. And so as you hear, it's a lot now is about like polishing the technology, making it like really stable, production ready, right? It is, from many perspectives, it is production ready. And obviously we have a 2-year running beta program. We haven't had any issues now in a long while, right? Since the last stress test, the network's running super smooth. We had like days with 6 figures volumes, right? So we are looking really like super confident towards like end of this year for a stable release on the ADEX general side, and early pre-release of the WebDEX, and providing this as basically the huge update of this year. And yeah, this is like pretty much our last month and a few weeks like before that. So I hope it sounds exciting, and there'll be much more coming. And yeah, thanks for your attention.
That's so nuts. That's so much stuff in a month. When do you guys ever sleep? You and the dev teams?
We don't sleep really, like just a bit, you know, like